Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. And we're back from watching a whole bunch of cutscenes, and now we are moving onward. And so, like the rest of the patterns in this game, after we have a bunch of cutscenes, we have, well, more cutscenes. But after more cutscenes, we'll have lots of random battling in what is perhaps the largest area.
Long ago, the High Summoner spot Sin here.
I know, the desert was pretty big.
The road ends here.
No, it actually
Beyond,
doesn't.
There are no towns, no villages, only endless plains.
No, we have mountains.
Many summoners stray from their path and lose their way here.
You can see the entirety of the Calmlands from where we're standing. Yuna, no, she has fallen from her path and strayed from her way. Yeah, this is a pretty big place, and especially if you're just running through it.
I won't let you die. I'll find a way somehow.
Yeah, just somehow. We'll just make it up as we go, right? That's pretty much what's going to happen.
Let's go.
I told Yuna I would find a way.
Yep,
I guess
yes, you did.
I wanted to believe that words could make it come true.
Well, words can't, but, alright, let's go to the right, because you can totally tell there's gonna be something over here. A battle's gonna be over here with new enemies. But, yeah, again, remember back to when we were in Shoepuff territory, and Tidus said something about, where there's a will, there's a way, or something along that line of not giving up, and yeah, you're gonna start seeing that come through a lot more. Yeah, we gotta start getting everybody their turns. And so what we're gonna do here, yeah, this is a fire. Well, it's a flame flan, but it's going to use a fire spell, so we can just use Null Blaze. I like how these basic Null Elemental skills are still, like, super useful this late into the game. Okay, I guess it wasn't the flan's turn. Let's steal Fire Gems. Oh, those are nice. Kamari. Alright, time to see what this guy does. Kamari has the fire ward, so half the damage of that was taken off. Alright, and we'll finish things up with Lulu. Yeah, it only has 1500 HP, so Blizzara is enough to overkill it. Heck, Blizzard might be enough to kill the thing. Alright, so we come over here and we see the golden feather. You guys remember what this means, right? It means, Tidus, you can't do anything with that. So, we have our mission for the Calmlands, because I want to get over to that area to the right. It is a completely optional path, and waka waka boom. Yeah, I know that wasn't really coordinated, but it's okay. Lulu will get a turn, and then we can bring in Yuna, do the whole Null Blaze thing. The Calmlands is the area in the game where the game becomes less linear, and it really starts to open up. Kind of like, well, you know, you see how big the Calmlands are. So yeah, there's lots of things to do, lots of optional things. And it reminds me a little bit of Final Fantasy IV to this extent. I mean, Final Fantasy IV, it wasn't technically as linear as this has been. There were points where you could have an airship and fly around and do stuff, but there weren't like any side dungeons that you could visit. There were a few things you could do, but nothing quite like doing side dungeons. And we're gonna have a couple of those coming up. And so yeah, this kind of reminds me of the point in Final Fantasy IV where, well, you should probably, tag to Titus. Because I don't want that dog attacking us. We have more Machina enemies here. Anyways, it reminds me of that part in Final Fantasy IV where you have the option to start going to, like, the Sif Cave or the,
This one is mine!
I want to call it the Fey March, but I don't want to call it the Fey March. The Land of Summons, I believe, was the original phraseology of that. It was later the Fey March. Yeah, and using Null Blaze is the easiest way to just nullify the damage from this, from any battles involving these flame flans. Flame flans. That could turn into a tongue twister. Kamari, let's try your basic blizzard, because your basic blizzard is 30% pumped up there. Okay, Lulu's would not one-shot up. Oh, I forgot to get Aura in a turn. Oh well, I hate him anyways. Yeah, Lulu's would not be strong enough, because remember, Lulu's only getting like magic plus 5% from her equipment. Kamari's getting magic plus 30%. Alright, Waka Waka Boom! That's at least slightly more coordinated. Alright, you guys know the drill on this. So yeah, the Calmlands are going to be kind of like that. There's going to be some minigame type stuff that opens up, and there's going to be some side quest stuff that really starts to open up. And remember earlier when I mentioned how grindy the post game is? We're going to see... Well, you're going to see a glimpse of just how grindy it is here. Because there's something that, well... I mean, I guess you could technically start it now. I don't recommend it. But, you could start it now and it would carry through into the post-game. I mean, technically you could do the post-game stuff before completing the main game, but there's really no reason to do that. The whole, completing the main game, it'll work kind of like Final Fantasy XII. Remember when we had the option to choose Bahamut, and you could just choose him at any time, or you can go and do all whatever else you wanted, including quote post-game stuff.
As you know, these plains
Oh yes, I
were
always
once
want to hear
battlefield.
from you.
A great battle between Bevel and Zanarkand, a melee of Machina. That war
Melee
left
of
this place a
Machina.
barren, lifeless land. Then time passed. The summoners took note of this uninhabited land. Great battles could be fought here with no harm to the common folk. Perfect for a final battle with sin, as it were. Summoners wait here, ready to perform the final summoning. Ah, to know what they must feel. In any case, when sin is defeated here, the calm will visit Spira once more. That's why this place is now known as the Calm Lands.
There
Exactly
is
who
that
dubbed it
little
so
campsite
is
down there, which, by the way, does have
And
people. And there's a
that,
couple other
as they
people
say,
scattered
is that.
around. So this isn't... While there is a lot of space here, given how much Sin takes up, this isn't really the, what I would say, completely barren of being able to hurt other people. And yes, I just remembered that Kimahri has the steel ability again. Yeah, I remember giving him that. Waka waka boom! So yeah, what I'm going to do, since I like these fire gem things, I believe they can teach our Aeons Firaga. So, and they're probably useful for something else too, as far as like equipment customization. They might be able to give us like fireproof. I don't know, I haven't looked at any of the defensive customizations. I am post-commentating from part 50, by the way, so not a whole lot farther ahead. So yeah, I do kind of like this setup in RPGs where you have a few side dungeons, but they're really only accessible when you're like really late into the game. I mean, I wouldn't mind having a couple of them beforehand, but it's not a necessity for me. The main plot should be entertaining enough. Yeah, one shot. To where I'm occupied enough and the game has my attention enough, I'm having enough fun, I'm enjoying the adventure, I'm enjoying the battling, I'm enjoying, you know, everything that the game is offering. And so far, I'd say, aside from Warren, I'd say I am fairly enjoying this game. I think, now as far as my like ranking and opinions of Final Fantasy games, I think I might have to reevaluate, not necessarily the placement of Final Fantasy 12 and 10, although 10 might be going up slightly, but it's not going to jump a tier. If you guys recall my Final Fantasy games, I ranked them in 2 different tiers because, well, yeah, there's icing on the cake. Yeah, we got to show off Blizzaga there. Awesome. If you recall, my ranking of the Final Fantasy games is kind of split into 3 tiers. What I would say are the good or favorite tiers, the average or okay tiers, and then the bad tiers that I highly dislike. Because there's a lot of volatility within the Final Fantasy series. A lot of the Final Fantasy games you'll see try very, very different tactics, battle systems, level up systems. You know, here we had the Sphere Grid, which is unlike anything you're really going to see in any of the other Final Fantasies. Although they do have a Sphere Grid-ish thing in Final Fantasy 15. But, anywho. So yeah, and each Final Fantasy main number has like completely different characters, different story, different setting. You know, there really isn't. You have some overlap with some of the types of enemies, some of the summons like Shiva and Ifrit and Bahamut are pretty ubiquitous throughout the series. You know, names of spells and that. Certain types of items you'll find, like potions, Hi There potions, Phoenix Downs and that. But everything else is pretty much kind of standalone. And in some ways, I like that, and in some ways, I don't like that. Because in some ways, I would like more of kind of the same sort of stuff. But I realize that some people may not enjoy that as much. So if you don't like the one style, then you kind of won't like the whole series. But some people might enjoy different styles as opposed to other styles of gameplay. And so they might enjoy a Final Fantasy game that I don't enjoy, for instance. Oh, yes, you scared away my choke. I wanted those chocobos, by the way. Hello. Well, we finally found something strictly better for Yuna than her current Rod of Wisdom. Dang, that's expensive. But we're gonna end up getting that anyways. Let's see what else he has, though. Ice Ward, Water Ward, HP. You know, I could add like a defense boost on there. Even if it was just defense +3, that's got to be better for Wakka than what he's got. So we'll go with that. Stone Proof and Silence Proof, those are nice things to be proofed from. But I don't know when we're going to run into issues with those things. Orin's not a magic user, so he doesn't need that. Okay, we'll buy the staff. We're going to equip the staff, but we're going to customize it because I still want Sensor on it. So yeah, it'll give her magic. It'll make her magic a bit more powerful. And I'm just going to sell some things here that I've been kind of meaning to sell for a while. Let's be real, we're not using Kimahri for this sort of physical attacker. Magic defense +5% for Orin. Yeah, we'll keep that, I guess. Stone Ward and Silence, or Stone Ward, Berserk Ward. We're gonna keep that. That's actually, it might become useful again. That we're not going to keep. Light Bracer, that I'm keeping that because it has a bunch of things slots we can play around with on that. Alert Ring did not, no. Basic garbage. And the Mage Hunter, even though I'm probably not going to use that, I'm going to keep it around as like a hidden stockpile of 15,000 gil if I ever need that. And I really don't care about SOS regen. And I don't need multiple Avengers. I don't need all these shimmering blades. I don't need SOS Null Blaze. Okay, and away we go. I have some... Oh yeah, I want to customize before we really get going, because I did change a couple of equipments. So yeah, if I were to rank all of the Final Fantasy games, they would have like several different tiers, and Final Fantasy X and 12 fall into my average tier. However, they're going to be more at the top of that tier. And I'm going to reevaluate the good tier because I think, in my opinion, I've been having a lot of fun playing Final Fantasy XII and Final Fantasy X. I would say that they edge out Final Fantasy 1 and 3, but I'm not necessarily going to... That doesn't mean I'm going to take 12 and 10 and put them up into my good or favorite tier. I still believe they belong at the average tier, but rather I'm going to bring 1 and 3 down. You're going to see that, well, I post my tier list at the end of the Final Fantasy playthrough when I do my final review. Why am I even talking about this right now? I need something to talk about. We're in the Calm Lands. It's calm. Yeah, that's what I got. Calm Lands. I'm trying to think what else I can do with this. I know this whole Let's Play has been about pro wrestling references. I don't think I can twist Calm Lands into a pro wrestling reference. It does not mix. Okay, we're back with enemies. Back, I didn't even go anywhere. I'm losing it. That almost looked like the enemy completely dodged that. I think it was just like the timing of the wasp there moving around, but it looked like the ball clearly hit to like the far left of him, but he scooted to the right. at like the last possible second. I think it was just a graphical thing. Alright, Kimahri. Yeah, so another thing I'm going to be doing, because I don't care about people's MP, I know we're going to have more save points before we get to any boss battles. So I'm going to use Kimahri just to try and do like a second steal off of these flame flans, just for a chance at more fire gems, and use Lulu's magic to finish off the enemies. And I almost forgot to give Tidus a turn, so glad we fixed that. Another pattern that I'm starting to notice is, and you're going to notice it here. Yeah, see, those enemies get the first strike. Because, and I think ambushes are also more common if you have like these three up front, and that is because, I'm just theorizing on this, but I'm pretty sure, based on the speed of the characters. Like Tidus, Yuna, Riku, they're the fastest. Wakka's pretty good speed too. But the other three are kind of like the slow speed ones. You notice if I start with anyone else besides those three, I will have a turn before that wolf, and I can either tag Tidus in or it's Tidus's turn before the wolf. But I didn't get that here, and now Kimahri's asleep. Now I need Kimahri to get a turn. I need things to die. I have so many needs. I need Lulu to get a turn.
Allow me.
Yes, I'll allow you to wake up Kimahri. Yes, that's why I'm using Lulu for this. Alright, now Kimahri can get a turn, and he can steal. And now it's... Auron can get a turn. And someone can just get blasted with Firaga. Hopefully he chooses Kimahri. He didn't choose Kimahri. Oh well. Like I said, I'm not too worried about our MP right now. Besides, this gives Yuna a chance to build up her overdrive. And yes, we're gonna go sphere gridding soon, but I want to get to these chocobos. Chocobo, come here. Why am I going after the one that's running? Come here, come here. Are you making that sound? Come here, I want to ride you. Darn it. I just want to ride the chocobo so I can travel across the Comlands without getting into 50 battles on camera. Alright, might as well use Tidus's overdrive. He's got plenty of time to build it up again. We'll have Auron take out the Machina. Thank you. Did I just thank Auron? Well, I'm not thanking him for anything plot related. Oh, we couldn't steal again. That's okay. You got her a turn. I gotta get Wakka a turn. I probably could use Wakka's overdrive on a flan as well. I'm not going to, though. Instead, we're just gonna put this guy on ice. Oh, that was bad. Okay, I want the chocobo. I can make the chocobo squeak. I can't get the chocobo. Why can't I get the chocobo? Fine, we'll go sphere girding before we don't do that before the end of the video. So, yeah, I'd rather rather finish. I like to do like some sphere gridding in between all the random battles. Just kind of break things up a little bit. And Auron is getting a lot more strength and more HP because he didn't have enough. And yeah, breaking that lock is really not worth it. Ooh, Wakka also gets a nice strength boost. See, Wakka's strength is constantly surprising me because when I first played this game, I didn't build up Wakka that much as a character. I mainly focused on Lulu, Auron, Tidus, and Yuna. And so I came to struggle at some parts, like that battle where you have Tidus, Riku, and Wakka, because you're underwater. Oh, yeah, I missed a step there with Yuna. Magic +4, very nice. And Riku... yeah, you can go all the way there. And you get more MP that... have I ever even used your MP? Well, I guess when I use the Mug ability. Which is not that often. Alright, I'll see you guys next time, and we'll try and get a Chocobo. Hey, there's another Chocobo in the distance. We'll try talking to that over there.